Okay, well, welcome back everybody to Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. I want to say first, I did get a microphone, and of course I got the right adapter, but for my LifeProof phone, I lost the little mic adapter that fits in there, so I'm going to need that anyway for the trip, so that'll be rectified soon. So I thought I would do a short video on the various cottage companies and mainly dry bags or dry stuff sacks. They have different names on each website. You know, a DCF bag that doesn't have the dry closure is called a dry stuff sack, but the dry bags have usually the clip closure. And that seems to be the main difference. So what I have here is I've laid out a bunch of different products that I've bought over the last few years from different of these cottage companies, and what we're going to do is go through them one by one, and I'm going to talk about some pros and cons, again just my opinions on each, and what I think, why I think some are good and some are a little less better, whatever you want to call it. So let's start right here in the middle. These are the Laurel Designs. Now if you're going based on weight, Laurel Designs is going to be your pick. If you're one of those people that weight is everything, their DCF and dry bags are the lightest by far. And they are also very, very well made. I will have some pictures and links in the descriptions to these. These are, this is a medium stuff sack. And this is brand new, actually, this year, as well as this Hyperlite dry bag, and they're both the medium size. I don't have one of every size, but I'm going to try and do a fair comparison. So last year I used this Cuban fiber bag by Laurel Designs. I used this for my electronics, my first aid kit, and a bunch of other things. And I'm going to use it again this year too. It's great. It's very, very sturdy. It's got the waterproof zippers. It's just very, very well made. I've already gone over the stuff sack pillow by Laurel Designs that I'm going to be using, and this is my ground cloth by Laurel Designs, and it just happens to come in this little dry bag that I keep it all tucked in that way that my stakes don't puncture anything else, or just kind of keeps it organized. I really do think organization is a key, at least for me, helps me stay sane out there. So let's move over to the Hyperlight. Now Hyperlight is probably the cottage company that has the best stock availability. They've been around for some of the longest time, and they have, I mean, generally, like if you need to order something from them, it's going to be in stock and you'll have it in a day or two. With Laurel Designs, if it's something small, generally under $100, it's usually a couple of days, but anything over $100 can be up to a 4-week lead time, depending. But I have noted that with Hyperlight, with whatever it is, it's usually right there. So that's one of the positives of Hyperlight. And their stuff is obviously very, very well made. One of the things I like about their dry bags is it's sort of got this gusseted bottom, and so you can really fill this to the brim. And the downside, in my opinion, to Hyperlight stuff is it is very, very expensive. I actually got this bag as a replacement for one of these pods. These pods are one of their great things, but I had one that was brand new and the zipper had failed on it. But then I decided that instead I wanted to use one of their dry bags because I didn't feel comfortable using a zipper on something that I was going to keep my quilt in. And I think that that's something to consider, because if you have something that you're going to be zipping open and close, you know, there's a chance of things getting caught in the zipper. And actually I thought of it because when I got the pod from Hyperlight, it had a damaged zipper, so I couldn't even open and close it then. And then I got to thinking, well, it's probably not such a good idea. So Hyperlight has great customer service. You know, something goes wrong, you call them, email them, they'll replace it. But as I said, the prices are, in my opinion, very expensive. Like this size stuff would be $50. One of these pods, this is the large size, this would be $60. This is the pillow that I used last year from Hyperlight. As you can see, it's a lot smaller than the new one. That's why I got this one, because it's this one, even stuffed, it was basically useless to me. They do make a large version, which was my mistake. I should have bought the large to begin with, but I didn't. So that I am retiring this year, so to speak. These small bags here I want to go over real quick. These are by a company called Litesmith. It's a smaller company, but I really like these because they have the gusseted bottom, the taped or the waterproof zippers, and they're perfect for little things like electronics. This is the first aid kit that I went over, and they come in different sizes and different colors and fairly well priced. I think this one was $15 and this one was $18. For those of you that don't know, Dyneema composite, or formerly known as Cuban fiber, is a wonderful, very lightweight material. It was originally designed for sailboat sails, and then of course it morphed into all these other products. And it's really, really lightweight. It has a very, very high strength to weight ratio. It's got 15 times stronger tensile strength than steel, and it's waterproof. So for a hiker, it's like a dream. But then on the flip side, it is very expensive. I can't remember how much per yard, but it's something crazy like $50 or $60. So it is expensive, but it's also a great material. So in comparison, the Mountain Laurel stuff sack, medium sized, and again, this isn't a dry sack, so it's not quite a comparison, but I will go over something in a minute. This was like $17, okay? And again, the Hyperlight one is a little wider, but this one's a little longer. But this would have been $50, $17. And this is also a lighter. This I think is about 2 ounces, and this doesn't even register on my scale. So one thing I did want to show you real quick. This is my wallet that I carried last year, and I'll be carrying this one this year. This is actually a new one because the one last year was white. This is also by Laurel Designs. It's again Cuban fiber, so it's waterproof. It's got the tape seams with a waterproof zipper. Now the reason I like this wallet versus some of the other wallets that are just sort of a standard pouch is because it's the perfect length and width, but it's also got about an inch and a half of depth, so you can keep your permits in there, credit cards. To me, it's just the perfect little wallet for camping or a through hike. And this little guy was $12, I think. And again, it's the Cuban fiber, but for those of you that are looking for something that's a little different than all the standard, wallets that Zpacks and Lite AF and all those other companies make, this one I like because it does have that more depth to it. And I'll have that information, of course, in the description. And the reason I got a new one was because last year, if I have it here, it just got so worn out and beat up, and just for the price, I thought it would be nice to have something a little newer looking. I mean, I really beat that one up, and so that's that. Now Zpacks, in my opinion, I love their dry bags because Zpacks, not only are they very lightweight, but on the top of their dry bags, they have this little bit of Velcro, which just helps you to cinch everything down, and they have a myriad of different sizes and shapes. I've already showed you guys this one in one of my videos. This is also brand new, and I needed this because I have the different pack. Last year I had the ULA Catalyst, so I used the pods because they fit in there better. This one I got so I could keep this tent in the side pocket of my Gossamer gear. And it's the same thing. It's got the roll top closure with the Velcro and the cinch top. And this bag was $25. This little one was, I'll have to double check, but it was like $15. So again, price wise, I lean towards the Mountain Laurel Designs and the Zpacks for those type of things. Hyperlight I only went with last year because they were the ones that had the pods that were the DCF, and this year I just happened because one of the pods failed, so I got that replaced with this. So that's why that is that. And I will say that These are, this one is about a 12-month, a little over a year old, and it's held up great, and they're very lightweight. Again, Zpacks and the Laurel Design ones are going to be your lighter weight options as compared to Hyperlight, and also the less expensive. And really, the Laurel hardware wears are just amazingly light. I do have a Laurel hardware dry bag. Now, the good thing about the Laurel brand with their dry bags is you can get them in so many different shapes and sizes. And as you can see, their top closure, it doesn't have any Velcro or anything, it's just a standard. But again, I love it, and I got this one because it fits my sack, like we talked about in some of the previous videos. So that's what's going in there. And I am planning on keeping my quilt in one of these. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys because I thought, you know, since just a small audience right now, only a few subscribers, so I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to pick what the first giveaway would be when we hit, maybe I'll do it at 50 subscribers. Maybe I'm thinking too much of myself that I'll get to 100, I hope. But I was thinking maybe we could do something like one of these dry bags, or, you know, a new one, but something like that. So you guys let me know what you think or what you might like. And if you have any questions on the different cottage companies. So again, in my opinion, they all have pros and cons. I think Laurel Hardware has the lightest options and some of the cheaper options. But again, I guess a negative would be people have reported that their customer service can be hit or miss. And I've never experienced that, but you know, gotta report it. The Zpacks, as far as their dry bags, I think they're great. You know, I love the Velcro top closures, very decently priced, again, in my opinion, for this type of material. And again, now I know with Zpacks, some of their packs and some of their other gear can present some problems to some people, but that's all, you know, personal things that people have to figure out for themselves and decide what's best for them. So, but I really do love this wallet. I think that that's a very unique and great option for people that want something small but has a little bit of depth to it. So you can keep your credit cards, your cash, your permit, whatever you want in there. And I even keep a little couple of micro SD cards in there just in case. The pros of the Hyperlight Mountain Gear Cottage Company is that they have their products all over the place. It's a lot easier to find them. It's a lot easier to get them. You know, out west, they even have them in certain stores, or at the PCT days, they'll always be there. But again, they are, in my opinion, probably one of the most expensive options. And I'm not even really sure why that is, because it is quite a big jump from, you know, the Zpacks Dry Bags or a company like Laurel Designs to the Hyperlight. I mean, it's, you know, I think for that dry bag, which would be the equivalent of this one, which is a lot bigger, I think I only paid $27. I'll double check and put some information in the video as well. But you know, this one, $50, so it is a lot more expensive. So that's generally why I don't get things from Hyperlight. I have in the past, and I do like the company, but it's just very expensive. And Litesmith is a company I stumbled on just by accident, and yeah, I've had these bags now for over a year, and they're great. I mean, look, they've barely any signs of wear, and they've got the waterproof zippers. And the last time I checked, if you want to order one, it takes a week or so, but it's always good to plan ahead. So let me know if you guys have any questions or comments on the different cottage companies. Now, there are a bunch that I didn't talk about. There's Lite AF, there's one that I should mention that a lot of people don't know, or I don't hear about as much, but they do have really neat things, and I think we'll see some more of them in the future, is Superior Wilderness Designs. And I do have one thing from them, so I can show you that. That's about it for now. They have custom-made packs you can get, and all kinds of neat things. They have this is one of their mesh lycra pouches, which weighs next to nothing, and I wanted it for this side of my pack, which I'm going to carry my bear spray in. And yes, I do carry bear spray. And I actually, again, people in the desert, when they ran into me and I was carrying bear spray, people would laugh, and "You're carrying bear spray in the desert?" Yeah, I'm carrying it everywhere I can. I think along the PCT, the only place you can't carry bear spray is in Yosemite, which I still don't understand, because all the rangers there have bear spray, some of them are armed, and there are a lot of animals in there, yet we can't have bear spray. So anybody understand why that is? Please let me know in the comments. But yes, I will carry bear spray, and I got that Superior Wilderness Designs pouch, that Lycra pouch, because I thought it was great, and I wanted one that I could adjust and put on the pack, and they have some really unique clips on the back, and I'll put some pictures in the video. But yeah, they've got some really neat things, and there's also Waymark that's got a really neat fanny pack that they have now that's sort of, again, I love it, but I wish that I wish they would make it so that you could put on your own hip belt, your own strap, but their strap is just sort of standard. But it is a very ergonomical design, so I think that's been a really popular piece this year. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'll try and include as much information in the video as I can. And thanks again for watching.